Good weather. Getting about on your bike quite a lot recently.
Yeah, I've been getting out on my bike, keeping myself fit. One thing I have noticed, as I'm getting a little bit older, is when I pull up to junctions, cars seem to stop for me and give me the right of way to cross the road on my bike. It's like, here comes an OAP escorting me across the road. They're giving way for me. So that's one of the downsides of getting old, unfortunately.
Yeah. You've been enjoying it though, getting used to the weather.
Oh yeah, enjoying it. Yeah.
Been going on long bike rides, short bike rides, A to B.
15, 20 mile a day. So it's doing me the good. But it is coming at me about my age, people stopping and making way for me. So never used to happen. But there you go. Age catches us all.
Yeah, hope you're all making good use of this weather at the moment. Might as well, haven't we? Get out there, get a bit of a suntan, some vitamin D. But yeah, going on to Todibo, and according to a journalist, Sasha Tavolieri, INEOS have employed a Swiss lawyer, Gianpaolo Monteneri, to try and push through United's move for the Nice defender. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, when this news came out a few weeks ago, that the UEFA were blocking Todibo coming to Manchester United from Nice, many United fans couldn't understand why it was only United being blocked, and a lot of fans out there sort of like scratching their head thinking, well, multi-club ownership is all over the place, and lots of clubs in the Premier League are multi-club ownerships, and it seemed as though UEFA were picking on United. But to me, it looks as though it's just one of those anomalies in rules, and it just seems to be affecting United. And if the reports are correct, that Sir Jim is thinking of taking UEFA to court of arbitration, then so be it. But it's just one of those things, and I think at the end of the day, I think common sense might prevail here.
Did say in the report as well that they're looking at taking it to the court of arbitration. Now, we've heard that recently, haven't we, as well, with Dan Ashworth back in May, but there's still no news on him either.
No news at all on him.
Is he still sat in the garden making use of this good weather as well?
I think the negotiations just keep
on his
going
bike.
on.
Have you seen him on the bike?
I've not seen him on the bike. I don't think anyone's seen him. So the arbitration, I think United and Sir Jim are going to get used to this, because there's a few more things coming up, I think.
From what I've seen, I think even we've been linked to Todibo going far back as August last year. And for me, with what I'm reading out there from more credible journalists like Ornstein, Romano, etc., he seems to me like he's been the #1 target for that defensive, for the centre-half position all along.
I think someone previously was looking at him, that's right. But I think what it is, I think Sir Jim and INEOS thought this was an easy option to get over the line early doors, straight from Nice. He owns it, part ownership of Man United. I think he thought it'd be easy to do. I think it's a blow to his strategy, because he sees Nice as a feeder club in different ways, really, especially with the youth. So this report, certainly not for Todibo. Going forward, if they are going to go to the court of arbitration, I don't think it's just about Todibo. I think it's about many things connected to Nice, with the strategy what Sir Jim Ratcliffe has for Nice and Manchester United, especially with the youth development options he's talked about in the past, taking United players over, young players over there, and also getting young players over in France, and then possibly bringing them to Manchester United. So I think he sees it as a problem going forward, not just for one player.
Yeah, also the lawyer that's been tasked to deal with this is Swiss-born Gianpaolo Monteneri, a highly regarded expert in the field of international sports and football law as well. So he's got the capabilities to maybe try and sort this out for Sir Jim.
Yeah, he's got the capabilities. He's got everything behind him there. And I think they'll have used him before, to be honest with you, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they've had other problems in their sport, and they've also used him, so they know him well, I think. And I think that's why that report's coming out, being leaked out. So going forward, the relationships there, they understand, and this bloke clearly understands the rules. And like I say, I think it's just a rule what's come up, what's caught a few people off, and I think it will get overturned, because to me it doesn't make sense. And like I said, when the rule doesn't make sense when you look around football. Lots of United fans did highlight the inconsistencies about what's going on, and they felt as though it was like Man United being picked on. So it's a rule what's come, and it will get changed. I do believe it will get changed.
I can't see, well, with this, don't get me wrong, we don't know how far into this process it actually is, in terms of like with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the lawyers getting onto this case, but I can't see this getting sorted out this summer. So shouldn't Manchester United be looking at other targets, more priorities like your Branthwaites, etc., to get them deals done, and maybe look at Todibo next summer?
I think they might look at him next summer. I can't see the workings going that fast where it'll be sorted out. They can't really hope that it will get sorted out before the transfer window closes. I think they will be concentrating on others. And I think, like I say, I don't think it's just about Todibo, the one transfer. I think it's about the whole strategy going forward for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. This could drag on, to be honest with you. UEFA might put the foot down and really go for it and say, no, it's not allowed. I mean, I do see that him leaving Nice will weaken Nice when they're in the same competition, and that's what it's about. So I think they've just pushed it, and United are going to go at it, and they'll go at it strong, but this could go on for quite a while. You know, it's a credible report about what's come out. It makes sense, but like I say, with most reports, you know, you have to sort of look at it, and this, I think, will have legs. I don't see why Sir Jim wouldn't take UEFA to court to challenge it, because it does affect him.
Don't like the red tape either, does he, Jim?
Oh, no, he don't like red tape. Not with his businesses. Don't like it at all. It's not for him. When he sees that red tape, he just gets like an angry head on and just tries to plough through it. That's how he sees business. Red tape's there to stop him, and he doesn't want stopping.
No, he doesn't indeed. He's in a hurry. And he has actually spoken about Todibo and that ruling with UEFA recently. I think it was in that Bloomberg interview last week, and he said they've said that we can't sell him to another Premiership club, but we can't sell to Manchester United, but that's not fair on the player, and I don't see what that achieves. Sorry, they actually said we can sell him to a Premiership club, but just not Manchester United.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense when it's clearly spoken what is actually going on. I mean, it could be challenging it for many reasons, but it just doesn't make sense. And I think it is a quirk in the ruling what UEFA have got. So if they look at it sensibly, which the way I look at UEFA, they don't look at anything sensibly. But if they look at it sensibly, I think they can just tweak this to suit the club. Well, both clubs really. It may get done quicker if I look at it that way. But the way I look at UEFA, they do drag the feet at times. But
it depends how far gone this process is, though. It depends, you know, where they're actually up to in that process, like I said earlier on, because, you know, this news report from a Belgian journalist, I think he's a correspondent on RMC Sport, you know, this could be 4 weeks behind this report now coming out. So it might be there or thereabouts. You just never know, though, do you?
Well, I look at where you eat.
There seems to be a lot of secrecy around some of the things INEOS and Ratcliffe are doing.
Well, maybe not secrecy. There might have just been a letter or two passed over. But I look at UEFA and, like, I say to myself, it's the summer. It's the Euros. You know, at the end of the day, there's the jollies. They're all over there. Summer holidays are here. So at the end of the day, their itinerary would have already been set up. So this might be set up once the season starts. I think you're going to find it very hard to get a panel together at this late stage, because really it's only come up in the last couple of weeks. So it'll just be letters flying about, and every UEFA official really will have his feet right under the table, enjoying hospitality at the Euros and not thinking of anything else, and certainly not thinking of Manchester United.
Yeah, Vincent McDonald, cheers for Super Chat. He says, all right, lads, if the Red Bull Group can sell from club to club, why can't MUFC? I wouldn't be surprised if Todibo transfer happens this summer. Well, to me, like I said earlier on, I do believe Todibo is the main target for that centre-half position.
Yeah.
I really do.
It looks that way. It looks an easy one, but the multi-club ownership has come foul. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's fallen foul of it. And it doesn't make sense. And I do go back, when it came out a couple of weeks ago, a lot of United fans were incensed with what was going on and felt as though it was just United being picked on. It's a rule that doesn't make sense. And for now, we're just going to have to suck it up and hope that Sir Jim Ratcliffe does take it to arbitration and gets the right result, because it can only benefit Manchester United. I don't see it benefiting Nice. That's my personal opinion. I think Nice are just seen as a feeder club. I think a lot of United fans just see that. But going forward, at the moment, it's a blow for his strategy. It's a blow for the transfers because he was coming in. And then now we're looking at Braithwaite, and there's another blow what's coming in. But then that's just down to money. I think the strategy at the moment, as I look at it, isn't going well.
Yeah, he did say a few weeks ago, Todibo, about speculation, and he was saying, I'm trying to keep focused on my game and my teammates, but for sure I am open to playing in the Premier League as well. So for me, I think there's been talks, weeks, months ago with Todibo, but they've come up against this hurdle with UEFA and the multi-club ownership. Yeah,
he's going to be ill, the player, without a doubt. Months and months this has been going on. I think he was earmarked, like you said before. A lot of people out there thought he was earmarked, and with him talking, and it's going to disrupt him. He'll probably look at it next year if this doesn't get sorted out. But the player will be absolutely gutted. And really, we should be gutted that it's not been done, sealed, and he's at Man United. But these things come up, and now we've got to deal with it.
Sticking on the centre-half theme, I've seen something in the Liverpool Echo this morning. And
big spit.
Yeah, big spit. And Everton have no interest in entertaining a swap deal to allow United to pay less for Branthwaite this summer, because I did see some reports linking Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka to Everton yesterday.
Listen, you talk about a swap deal. I mean, that's absolute madness when you talk about a swap deal. It involves so much messing about with different agents and different fees and contracts and everything else like that. It's just not on, as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't make sense that there's a story there sort of saying there's a swap deal involved with Branthwaite and possibly this, possibly that. No, it's a straightforward dealing. Pay the money or you don't get the player. It's as simple as that. And when someone comes up with, oh, well, we might throw this player in or this player, it doesn't work, not for a club like Manchester United. I don't see it. To be honest with you, I can't remember the last time, if there was an actual swap deal ever done. I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now. I mean, I could look on the computer and check it.
A swap deal as in player for player. This is also would involve money as well, just to lower the transfer.
Well, that's what I'm saying, adding on money and, decreasing the price. I just can't think of too many, or if any, have actually done where it's just been clean cut. We need clean cut deals now. Not things what are going to drag on. We need players in now. And it seems as though we're having to take a back foot here on the first choice players that have been earmarked to come to Manchester United. And it doesn't bode well sat here at this moment.
Yeah, you can understand kind of if Branthwaite was at the Euros, etc. But he's not at the Euros. He might be on the beach, he might be on holiday somewhere, and I'm sure his agents are taking care of things. But you'd expect this deal to be there or thereabouts. All this due diligence on transfer fees, speaking to Everton, should have been done near enough when the season finished, surely.
Of course it should have, and that's what we was all expecting. We was all expecting within the first 10 days someone to come in. I mean, we've highlighted 3 players what are coming, and it doesn't bode well. This should have been done. Okay, they went in, they lowballed it, United. There's no two ways about it. Okay, Everton are playing the game. They even put out Everton his best highlights on their channel.
They did
it on YouTube. Yeah, so there's like a little PR showing everyone how skillful and how great Branthwaite is. Bigging up his price and all that. But the thing is, United, according to reports, haven't gone back in with a firm offer, what may tempt them. And it looks as though they're not going to go back in. Looks like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is not going to go for it. I just hope that this, I look at it, it may be brinksmanship. A lot of people out there have said that. It could be brinksmanship, not just with Branthwaite, with a few players going forward. But the thing is, it might come back to bite United. How many times have we seen United, end of July, just panicking over players and then looking at the first 2 weeks in August, getting a player, costing so much, players not fit to start and all that. It's madness. I just hope it doesn't go like that. Things should have been learnt from the past mistakes, and I just hope that these mistakes don't come back, especially with Sir Jim Ratcliffe having this strategy about what he wants from certain individuals and how transfers are dealt with.
Yeah, I do expect United to go back in with a second offer, though, for Branthwaite, but it's just a case of will Everton accept it, and a case of will Manchester United move on quickly then to maybe other targets in that position?
Well, there's two things in that. It's a few weeks ago now that Branthwaite was earmarked and a price was put in. You know, the conversations are done. So at the end of the day, it's a few weeks. We're going to miss out. Why hasn't it been done quick enough? If he was earmarked, then they should have done a quick follow-up, and they haven't, and that is worrying.
Yeah, going to get on to other news as well, and it's Manuel Urgate, and Man United are being linked to the PSG midfielder, and this is from Fabrizio Romano, that he has a chance to leave PSG this summer, as the club is open to selling him in case of a good proposal. But it also states there that Manchester United have made contact with PSG, and there's been talks on several players. Several. Does that show a strategy to you, or
no?
You know, is there a few players at PSG that we're all unaware of that Manchester United have been linked? Well, actually fancy at Manchester United.
No, I think what we're seeing here is Manchester United seem to be going round, according to the reports, if we believe them, that they seem to be talking to every player what seems to be available. It doesn't make sense to me. But if you look at that approach to PSG, wanting a midfield player, it's not a midfield player we need.
Oh, no.
No. Your priority, as far as I'm concerned, and I've said it time and time again, right, is 2 centre-halves and a centre-forward, okay? There's players there what can play in midfield. The players what we've got, we don't know if any players are going to leave. So we could have multiple midfield players here, and we're going to have to do what we have to do with what we've got. But he's not the priority. It's like when we went out and bought Anthony. Anthony wasn't the priority.
A right-sided player was a priority at the time because we didn't have Mason Greenwood. This is just my opinion. We did need a player on that right-hand side. We've got Jadon Sancho, gets to Manchester United. Oh, Gaffer, I prefer playing on the left-hand side. For me, you're looking at midfield at the moment. There's Casemiro and Amrabat. We need to improve on that position next year at Manchester United, just so we've got someone in there to look and protect the back four, and Kobbie Mainoo can go and do his thing in midfield, creating things, getting back. Just do what Kobbie Mainoo does, and that's composure on the ball and creating things.
Yeah, listen, we can all differ about
I think
our
the spine of the team at Manchester United, for me, needs sorting out. And then you could possibly look at maybe left-back Luke Shaw situation. Malacia, is he even going to ever play again at Manchester United? Where's his fitness up to? Luke Shaw will only probably guarantee you 15 to 20 games next season. So for me, there's 4 positions there, straight down the spine and at left-back, that Manchester United definitely needs sorting out.
Listen, I agree with you. There is
just an opinion.
There is lots of positions what needs sorting out. But to me, it has to be 2 centre-halves, a centre-forward and a left full-back. I think midfield isn't the priority. I think the 2 centre-halves should have been sorted by now, and it's worrying what's going on, especially when they're looking at a midfield player. Doesn't make sense to me. The priorities need to be sorted. Where's this left-back?
Yeah, no...
Where's his left back?
You've got Malacia, you know, wherever he is with his fitness, etc. You know, what's he going to be like even if he is fit to start the season? You know, there's always going to be possibilities with a lengthy layoff that it could break down again. You know, like I said before, I think since Luke Shaw's joined Manchester United, I think the average games per season has been roughly about 18 to 20 games. That's not good enough. So, like I said before, I think the spine of the team needs sorting. A centre forward, a really good, strong defensive midfielder who can also play with the ball at his feet, and another centre-half, left-back as well. I'd be more than happy if Manchester United got them 4 positions sorted with top quality this summer. I'd be more than happy, to be honest. And then bring 1 or 2 youngsters through as well, like that Amas at left-back as well. See if he can progress.
Yeah, but the thing is, Malacia wasn't bought, right, as the answer to Luke Shaw. Malacia was bought to bring in, develop him, and hope that he develops into a good player. We've not seen that for various reasons, what we know about. So there is no left-back. Okay, and Luke Shaw, where he is now, right, could come back still injured, okay, and it could all go pear-shaped for him, and we can't guarantee how many games he's going to play. So that left-back, there is no guaranteed left-back who's going to play 40, 50 games a season, because that's what you want from a full-back, 40 minimum games per season. You're not going to get that from Luke Shaw, and Malacia is not good enough at this moment in time because he's not had the time and he's had the injuries. So that is it is important we get a left back before a midfield player. And as I say, and as Kieron says, it's all about opinions and its priorities, how we all see it, and we see it differently, and I'm sure we'll see it differently than what you do.
Yeah, it's not a priority, but it's going to be interesting to see as well where Mason Mount actually fits into this team. Mason Mount, he's going to be, if he actually can stay fit next season, he will actually be like a new signing considering how many games he actually played for United last season.
Yeah, well, that's what...
Where does he fit into the team? Is it on the left, on the right, where Bruno plays? Is he going to get that much game time even if he's fit next season? Who knows?
But the thing is, he's earmarked to play in the midfield, okay? He was bought to play in the midfield. So there's a midfield player there, and we don't know if he's still injured or if he's going to be able to play next year, right? But he's a midfield player. So there is people there in the club, right, what can play midfield and do a good job without going out there and filling up the places. But, hey, it's opinions and back and forth. And that's all we do all day anyway, isn't it? Back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of us out there do as well, but I do definitely think we need a strong defensive midfielder in there. Casemiro, Amrabat, listen, he played absolutely fantastic in the FA Cup final, done well as well against Newcastle at home, but for me, that's just it's not good enough really. Do you know what I mean? Just 2 games you can pinpoint in a whole season. Yeah, he did fill in at times at left back, but I think we need better quality than Amrabat. I'd be happy if he stayed as a squad player to help out throughout the season in certain games, but yeah, we need to go out and find some top quality who's going to make a real first team stake.
The thing is, and you've got to go back to a few weeks ago when we was discussing transfers and that. Now, I seen reports out there, £35 million we've got to spend. £40 million we've got to spend. Then I seen a report of £150 million. The fact is we don't know how much we've got, but there's one thing we do know. Sir Jim Ratcliffe doesn't want to spend a lot of money on players. So I think we're all going to be disappointed on who we get and how many we get players in this summer. I think it's going to be... I was hoping, right, we'd have already done a couple of transfers, but I'm actually sort of like thinking and sitting back thinking to myself, this is going to be poor, this. We're not going to get what we actually need. And I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to be relying on other players, bringing players in from the youth team, keeping players, what we expect to be moved out. I think that's what's going to happen this year, as I see it.
I think...
Where's the money?
Well, yeah, but like you say, we're not too sure what there is to spend, and really, we shouldn't really know, should we? We're just Manchester United fans, but I'm sure we'll know by the end of the transfer window. But for me, what's key is actually shipping out the players that are not needed in this football club and trying to get some money in, so we then can go and get players in other positions. So we can go out this summer, not just get 1 centre-back, we can go out then and get 2 centre-backs because of the money then that's coming in. And that's, for me, I'm not concerned really at the moment about players coming in. It's players going out that I'm concerned about, because we keep saying it over the last 2 to 3 years about shipping this deadwood out who are just sat there collecting the money week in, week out, and they're never going to improve this football club on the pitch. So for me, that's what I've got my eyes on. How many players that have been deadwood over the last 2 to 3 years can we ship out this summer?
The thing is,
and how much can we get in for it?
The thing is, when you talk about deadwood, this conversation with yourselves out there and with us has been going on and on and on, and it just seems to be that the Deadwood doesn't get moved out, and we're expecting it to be done this summer. And what we don't want is players just walking out because the contracts, they've run the contract down. That's no good to United. So the Deadwood has to be moved out.
It's not going to help us with PSR as well, players just walking out and not getting any transfer fees as well, especially when we're going to have to go back into the market and replace these players as well and spend, you know, a few quid on replacements. Well,
it's the strategy, innit? He better sort it out, and that's what I'm worried about. And a lot of yous out there are worried that we haven't kicked on in both directions, bringing players in and moving players on.
As we all know, it's all down to the wages as well that they've currently been collecting through poor management at the football club. But I seen a report earlier on from the MEN, hopefully it went from Lockhurst, but it said about Bruno Fernandes, Maguire and McTominay and Ahmad, and that the contracts will be looked at, but after the summer window. Now, there's been a lot of talk from the start of the transfer window about Bruno Fernandes and a contract.
I think what that is, if you're not happy, then go and find yourself another club if another club comes in. We're not going to discuss contracts. In other words, we've got you nailed down for the season because the transfer window's closed. So if anyone comes in, then it's your choice. It's down to the player to wait to renegotiate a contract, see if the player can get more money. But then that's a gamble, isn't it? So at the end of the day, we go back the other month where every player, if an offer comes in, United will listen to it, and they're just not being pushed. We're not playing the game, right, of contracts in the summer, giving you more money to ward off other teams coming in. We're quite happy if another team comes in for any of our players, and we'll assess it. But we are not being bullied by players, right, being forced into giving players more money because their contract's running down, whether it's 1 year, 18 months or 2 years. Them days are over.
Yeah.
I see it that the club are not accepting being bullied and had over.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. And that's about time they took that stance as well.
Yeah, I agree. But it will create carnage and chaos. It will create attitudes. But what it also will see, it will show you a core of players in the squad, right, what are ready and prepared to play for Manchester United, regardless of money. And there is players there.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us today, getting involved in the chat. It's been popping off in there, loads of different opinions. Please get it in the comment section below as well, because there's some, like I say, some top opinions in there. If you've enjoyed today's video, you want to support us, please smash a like on the video, and we'll be back tomorrow with another Manchester United chat. So get that notification on, and we'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the sunshine, take care, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.